Vantage on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real. I'm not puzzle making lists, for real. I stay low and stack my chips, for real. You keep looking for a flip, for real. That's not wealth, that's rich, for real. 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 Really real. Really real. Really real. Really real. For real. For real. For real. For real. No liens on the whip, for real. I get bored, I take a trip, for real. Take a loss, I never trip, for real. Been in shock, I'm not a lick, for real. Don't trust the soul, it's on my hip, for real. Make a move and you get hit, for real. No pictures by the crib, for real. Can't let them know just where I live, for real. 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 Really real. Really real. Really real. Really real. For real. For real. For real. For real. Vantage on my wrist, for real. LV on my chick, for real. Waco taking risks, for real. Went through hell to get to this, for real.
Boy, I know no hesitation creeping in, but you look so good and I know what you're offering. Phone's lighting up, I'm just gonna let it ring. Yeah, my phone's lighting up, I'm just gonna let it ring. Is it the liquor in my system? My desires are so real. Got me caught up in this rhythm. Draw me in, make me feel. Draw me in, make me feel. Draw me in, make me feel.
Good morning all. Yes sir. Hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. We make sure all systems go. Good. One sec, mic looks a bit low. Gonna fix the mic. Alright, that should be better now. Make the mic a little bit louder. Morning all. Alright, let's get into it. See who we got on YouTube chat. 2 people. Let's go. Let's see here on the calendar. We had CPI yesterday. That was the important news. Came back exactly as expected. So CPI coming back as expected. So we had a bit of a whipsaw move. Generally a little bit more on the bullish side. I was expecting it to come back a little bit better than expected and then see a big drive up. So we just kind of saw liquidity grab to the bottom and then a little bit more bullish pressure. But the problem is we still have oil prices rising here. So market is trying to price in, you know, for next CPI essentially here. So let's go ahead and do the analysis here. We'll start off on daily on gold. We can see daily time frame did end up closing bullish on the day. We're approaching a daily support right now. 4-hour time frames have broken structure. We're still in this range, so we're not fully trending. We're kind of ranging our way towards the upside. And we're about to approach also a daily and 4-hour support. So we can see some nice bounces here. Buy from the bottom of the range, back up. Now for sells, kind of this candle came and took most of the sell opportunity. There might have been an opportunity after this candle here, but let's see if that would have tapped a 1-to-1 yet. 90 pips, we see about 60 pips, no. So still struggling to give you that 1-to-1. But if we don't tap this daily support yet, then, or anywhere in here, I don't mind price popping up and then we try some more sells. We do have range. These are pretty big ranges on gold. If we measure it, like just to get back to the daily support, we still have 70 pips. From the low, we'll have about 60. So as long as we're trading without, you know, and it makes sense risk to reward wise, I don't mind selling a little bit lower, but we're kind of lacking the structure I would like to see. I really prefer like a 15-minute bullish candle, and then we attempt to break the lows, break even around here, this previous 15, something like that. Looking at DAX here, start on the daily time frame. So previous daily closing weak, bearish here, but long rejection wick to the upside, so that strengthens its downside pressure. 4-hour time frame here showing some supports. We're just stuck in this range, slowly chopping towards the upside, and that is continuing here. We don't have a bottom wick on this current daily. Gonna check that on CFDs as well on my broker here. Daily open, yeah, no bottom wick on the daily here as well. So definitely can come and make a daily bottom wick here. That's definitely not crazy price action to go and do that. But we don't really have too much of bias supporting us, but we do open up some nice ranges. So we're rejecting this previous 4-hour range. That's why I left it in there. 1 hour has now created successful resistance. 30-minute also breaking structure. We haven't broke structure since the daily open. This is the first structural break, although not the strongest one. And then 15 here kind of being held by this support. So this is where it gets complex, because I feel if we close bearish here and we get above there, there could be a buy scenario. But the sell scenario is going to basically come below these lows here. And then we have to watch if we react off here. So we have to watch if we start to react off this range here, because we have had reaction before. And, you know, that can definitely happen again, right? And we can, because we are trending up a little bit here. So I don't mind if this closes bearish in 52 seconds. Next one closes above, we try some upside if we have enough range to that 30. So we see what happens there. Now, moving on to NASDAQ here. We can see on NASDAQ, the daily time frame still is closing bullish, but we're in this massive daily rejection zone. This is a massive daily rejection zone, 4-hour rejection zone as well. So we're slowly chopping. It's failing to go down, failing to go up. We're failing to break this zone. We are essentially ranging at these highs. I would have hoped CPI pushed. We're coming to this session with a lot of back-to-back 1 hours. We are tapping into 4-hour resistance. We have basically tested all of that at the moment here. So we are in a little bit complex situation to just rip buys straight here, especially after we've already tested it. At the same time, price doesn't seem like it wants to go down. So we need to wait a little bit to see if we actually can get a breakout above the 4-hour. If we can leave this 4-hour, come somewhere above here, then we can maybe look for some more buys. If not, we can try buy back towards this 4-hour for the last time here. But in saying that, I kind of need to see a deeper bottom wick. You know, I can just take it based off the 30 here. It is possible. But this deeper bottom wick is going to make sense. Now, this is a very risky buy because we've tapped the 4-hour all morning. We're failing to break. This candle tried to close above it, failed. So if I take this buy, it means that I'm set on the bullish bias today, you know. And honestly, we've sort of reached target here. So it's one of those that's really reducing the probabilities, probably 60% win rate. Unless we get deep bottom wicks and then we flip again, it's telling me, hey, we want to try some more upside, which it's doing. So it could actually open the door to some options. So we're going to see. Coming back to gold, let's see the close on gold. So we ended up closing doji on this 15-minute here. 5-minute time frame does have a bit of structure now. This is not going to be worth me selling just yet. It's a bit low for me to sell. I could get a 1-to-1 here to the daily support for sure, but just back-to-back 15s, you know, I'm late in the move here. I'm not going to be a guy who wakes up comes to the chart and sells the lows of the day with no structure like a dumbass. You know, I just don't want to be the guy that does that, and price pulls back to here, stops me out, and then continues for the rest of the session, and I've just lost $2,000 for no reason. So I'm not going to do that just now. I could take this aggressively and move stop loss to break even quickly, but this market doesn't look like a quick break even market, and that's the problem, because every time we pop down, look at the size of the top wick. So you're very high. Look, this even broke the previous 5. So a very high chance you'll see it on the 1 minute that you'll get stopped out break even or something. And now we can see us starting to slow down. So let's see what happens. We are making nice bottom wicks here. We did make a good bottom wick on this. 5-minute candle closes about 2 minutes here. I quite like the idea possibly to try buy back into the 4-hour here. We're just going to measure and see if it makes sense here. If we break the highs here, we put stop somewhere here. It's like 24. We have like 11 points to there, so we needed to break past. It's a little bit safer than buying at the highs though. Would have hoped for a little bit deeper of a bottom wick. It's just terrible zone, terrible zone. We're like right at the highs of the market, you know? Right at the highs of the market. It's a terrible zone. So it's very difficult to... you know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And sometimes in those situations, I prefer not to take anything. And my keyboard's not working properly. See if it can sync. Well, there's definitely internet connection. I am streaming. Stupid shit. Hello, let me retry. There is internet, bro. Try to figure this out because keyboard is not working properly. Okay, please sync. Bro, there is internet connection, bro. What is this bullshit? I don't know. Let me try unplug and replug the keyboard. Maybe that will help. Does your keyboard have a wired mode? Yeah, it is wired. I don't know why it's just this, it's not working, their app. It says that there's no internet. It's just being stupid. It makes no sense that it's saying that there's no internet. Don't know what the solution would be. Okay, something's happening now. Now this is telling me I have... Okay, now it seems to be working. Okay, cool. That should fix itself. How was CPI stream yesterday? It was fun. We won on CPI stream. Pretty crazy CPI. So yeah, anyways, that's the analysis for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the analysis. Still waiting here. Like we said, gold made its way towards the downside here. This daily support I'm looking here. This could be interesting, this daily support. Take buys back up from there. Yeah, major zone. You know, the way that we've dumped here is pretty sketchy. This could be easy manipulation for upside. You know, but if this wants to be a high for today, you just need it to be a seller early. Somewhere up here would be nice. Basically somewhere in here. But I do think if you aggressively sold here, you do get your 1-to-1, right? Yeah, nice. But that's just selling the lows. Alright, now everything's working. Good, good. Should have been a dumbass on gold? What do you mean being a dumbass on gold? You mean sell the lows? I mean, yeah, if it's your plan to sell the lows, of course you can try it. But then we will call you a dumbass if it does reverse from the lows. You said I'm not going to be a dumbass selling the lows? Yep, I'm not. So if you sold the lows and it reversed, well, both ways you're a dumbass. Because if you sold the lows, you're a dumbass. If it reversed, you're a bigger dumbass. So it's a win-win situation for me. Because then I guess I'm not a dumbass. All shouting in the morning? Yeah, I don't know what this trend is about caps. So yeah, I put in the Telegram, guys. Did you guys read the Telegram? I put in the Telegram for you some analysis for CPI. And I put the results for CPI as well. So you can see that in the Telegram. I think the link is somewhere in the chat. Yeah, join my Telegram. So we see it rejecting here around that daily support zone. Tap this previous 4 basically. So let's see if we start to reverse from here or what. Let's see on gold. I'm gonna put a questionnaire in the chat. What is your most profitable time of the week? Let's have a look. Let's see. When it ends, yeah, that sounds good.
You have to give weekends as an option.
That's true, actually. But then everyone would pick it. It's not fair.
Or maybe it's true, eh?
Yeah. Asian session today started to see the downside start to create. So we reject the daily resistance. And then around, so you have your Asian open around here on this candle here. So you start your sell options here. So we get 50-minute resistance, retest, and then resistance again. So you start to sell from break of this low here. When you drop on the 5, you have some nice sell options as well. Start to take some short positions up here. Like that's your Asian. Asian's very nice. From you have some more short options here as well. Right? You have some more short options here as well. So Asian today was short bias. And then actually pre-session as well, you have a little bit of short options. Let's see what the guys did in Asian session today. Taking longs on NAS. Makes sense. Better than longing at the highs. You long to the highs. So that's a good one. No B until the 1 hour. Fair enough. Use the 30-minute very safe stops. Not aggressive. And that's why. Because you get this liquidity grab. If you went to aggressive stops, goodbye. It's good. And then MK as well. He took these shorts up here. Nice. So he took the earlier shorts. Yeah, so that was a big one. So that was a nice one. That was a clean option, that one.
Low-key, Harry?
Huh?
Low-key, I might be the truth.
Relax, relax. You've won
7
every
wins.
single Asian. Yeah, Asian being clean this week.
7 win streak.
7 win streak. Let's go. What, all Asian 7 win streak or mixed session?
Mixed sessions.
Yeah,
Mainly
that's
Asia
sick.
though, I can't lie.
Yeah, it's been good. Doesn't count?
Doesn't count. Your electric car does not count.
Oh, damn. Wow. I asked a poll. Guys, vote for the poll. There's 160 people in here and all of you guys are sleeping. 19 votes on the poll. Press a fucking button. You guys press enough buttons on the chart, spamming your buy and sell button, blowing your accounts. But when I ask you a simple question, you guys are sleeping. Might as well not show up. Jesus Christ, man. "16 people putting their opinion. But if they want to press a button in the chart, no one wants to press. I need to see. I was like, damn, 80% of people are most profitable in the beginning. And then I realized there's not enough data. Oh, the spinning wheel, man. That was the one. That was the one. That was the one. It means they don't have best days. It's okay, but they have to have some time when they feel more comfortable, right? We want the data. The data is super clear. And it's really interesting how distinct this is. Because it's such a common issue, and we're going to speak about it in a minute. Hey man, hope you're good. Did you already speak about CPI? Yes, we spoke about CPI data coming out as expected. Next month CPI is going to be more of a problem because we have oil prices rising this month. So we can see next month CPI actually potentially increase. So we're going to see what happens. I put a CPI analysis in the Telegram. If you're interested to read my analysis, you can read it there. I did trade CPI on the funded accounts yesterday. Fortunately, we won. Bit of a sketchy CPI, not the easiest one. But yeah, nevertheless, a little bit of full sense. All right, so we see the reaction we're getting now. So all we need to see is start to leave these structures. A little bit of a 15-minute candle close bullish would be nice. DAX is trying to close above this range here. We have 11 minutes till the open. Nice liquidity grabs now below here. So if it does close above here, we're going to mark this. Let's just check the 1 hour as well. We have full cascading here. I don't like cascading. Cascading means, right? For anyone who doesn't know cascading, it means that every time, let's say I mark the 1 hour, now I go to the 30-minute, it's a little bit higher. The 15-minute, maybe the same. You know, it's a little bit higher. So you see it's like layers. And those layers kind of suck for us because we have an obstacle every single, you know, not just one resistance. Other resistances are just marked at certain zones. I'm interested as well. Everyone type in chat, where are you from? I'm interested. Last time we got a few countries, but I'm interested. Where are you from? Everyone. No, not in Zoom. I know in Zoom. I'm interested in YouTube chat. Or where do you live? That's more important, I guess. Let's see. We're gonna see who has the most exotic country. Okay, one country I don't know. Bahurma. Where's Bahurma? Let's check. Bahurma. Bahurma. It's in Asia. Oh, it's Myanmar. Okay. No, but what? Why he spells it different? Maybe he spelled it wrong. Burma, I know Burma, but what's Bahurma? So that's an interesting one. Tasmania? Damn, that is far. Alaska? Is that true? I don't know. I don't know. Tahiti? Is that true? Can't get more exotic than the UK. We have so many countries, man. South Africa, 75 murders per day. Sheesh. Some countries aren't even real. No, we have one country that isn't even real. Now ask for our bank card numbers. No, I don't need your bank card numbers. You can keep your money. I don't need your money. Thank you very much, though. Burma's original name, military changed it to Myanmar. Oh. Ethiopia. Serbia. Does Piero actually live in oh no, he changed. Wait, does he actually live in? Oh no, he put Germany. Then he put Tahiti. Italy. Nice. All right, so here's the results, guys. We're gonna let it to the end of the stream, but we have 17% of people are profitable in the beginning of the week. 71% are profitable in the middle of the week, and only 12% are profitable at the end of the week. So if you know that, why does everyone overtrade at the end of the week? That is my question. Let's check on how Nas is doing. So Nas here are all in this choppy zone now. So we're going to see if it wants to create support to try some upside. If we want to continue down now, this is going to happen in about 5 minutes. We're going to see here for the open. Right, so we see this candle close bearish. We'll see if we can make it down maybe towards this 15 for some sells. We have nice clean candles on the 5 here. Very clean zone on the 5. We just need this confirmation of one more 5-minute candle closing below, which will come with the open. That will come at the open. So last week we saw, and this week we saw some very, very interesting price action, right? What we saw in the price action is we saw that before news, price was always hesitant and ranging. Normally news does two things. NFP, CPI, price will try to price that in basically. So they try to expect, right? They try to expect what the news is going to be. Okay? So they try to expect what the news is going to be, and we see price it. But what we saw is we saw a lot of range. So now as we open up for Thursday, Friday, hopefully now price starts to open up. The main thing you guys need to watch at in the markets at the moment is the market positioning we're at. This is something a lot of people are going to miss. This market positioning doesn't mean continuation. If it meant rejection, we would get easy sells down. But price isn't rejecting on NASDAQ. So a lot of people are going to expect a lot of people are going to expect good price action, but what we're seeing is price staying at these major resistances. And at these major resistances, this is where things can be a little bit rough, and we can see price take some time. Right? We can see some price take some time, and then we can get good movement here. So this is where you have to preserve capital and take smart options. Same thing on gold, right? We had this massive range. We were stuck in a range. We've had a breakout. Now we're stopping continuation. So we've had, you know, 4 days of good price action. 1, 2, 3 days of good price action. Now range. We were ranging for a couple of weeks here, even months. Okay, we were ranging for a couple of months. Bam, we broke out. Now we're getting stuck at this previous range zone here. So we need to make a solution from this zone. It's either we're going to bounce out of here, and this is where people need to understand where we are in the market and how to tackle this, because a lot of people are going to be trying to sell from here, and you can see we're still making higher lows. A lot of people are going to be trying to break the highs and buy at the highs, and then you're gonna get stuck in fake outs taking breakouts. So it's not a market that we want to look for breakouts. That's why I'm even sitting here considering buys soon from the bottom of the range here. So all we need to see now is some 5-minute structure. We can take some buys. Nasdaq as well. Look what happened here when we're not creating the bearish candle here. We're actually likely going to create a bullish candle. 30-minute will still break structure though. Hey Harry, how do you handle speed bumps with your Porsche in Dubai? Porsche has a front nose lift. So you click a button and the front nose lifts up like this. So whenever there's a big speed hump, I have to do that. Sometimes I'm lazy to engage the nose lift and I let my front lip scratch. Yeah, that's how I am. On Porsches, people baby these cars. These cars are built for rugged use. They are real cars. They're not some BS pretty car that it is pretty, but a car that has to be babied around. No, it's built to be used. That front lip is plastic. It's not a carbon lip. They designed it to be a front lip. It's a lip. It doesn't matter if it gets scratched underneath. You can replace it for extremely cheap, you know. I mean, it's not super cheap. Anything from Porsche, it costs money, but yeah, sometimes I just let it tap it a little. It doesn't matter. Does the nose lift work while driving? Yeah, you can drive around 40 kilometers per hour and engage the nose lift. Is it one of those that has a thin glass on the back that can be broken by pushing a finger? Yeah, but that's a specific pressure point because the glass is made out of high tension. So you have to press a specific point. On the old GT3 RSs, it was actually fully plastic. Felt pretty cheap. Just felt like acrylic. Now they made it glass, but yeah, it's really weak in the corners. If you press the corners, bam, whole glass breaks. DAX shot up, yeah, on the open is what we can expect. Some sort of move here. Obviously not giving you an open trade here. So yeah, what a push though. That was a massive open, yeah? Look at this candle here. 54 points. They immediately retraced though. Think it needs a bottom wick. Gold closed bullish here. It's a big candle this here, so I would love to see some 5-minute structure just to give me a stop loss. I'm not going to swing the position here with 120 pip stops. I just don't think it's ready just yet. Every time that we've bounced out of this zone, it's not been V-shaped recovery. Look, create support, go down, liquidity grab, get above, continue. Here we ranged for a couple of hours and then we broke out, then continue. So every time we bounce from the bottom of the range, even the top of the range, there's always been some sort of change of structure. Look, bearish candle, bullish, bearish continuation. Look at here, range for a while, then we broke out. So for me to say that this is going to be V-shaped recovery, right? This is going to be a V-shaped recovery and we're just going to bounce out of here straight. I don't have the data that supports that. And when I investigate to be aggressive as possible, and I move down the time frames onto the 5, we also see nothing is supporting on the 5. 5-minute candles are getting weaker. It's not going to support my idea just yet. Nas just had a V-shaped recovery. Yeah, but Nas has not dumped. Nas hasn't dumped since the morning. Let's measure. From all the way up here, 650 pips. We haven't done a 650 pip dump on Nas. Nasdaq has dumped 59 pips. So it's a big difference. Geez, DAX is disgusting. Yeah, this is normal though, the way sometimes it moves like this. You can't let these type of moves annoy you. But that is pretty boring price action because of the way it just happened, you know, all last minute. Open candle gives you the push. Makes it hard, right? Nasdaq as well trying to come towards the downside. This week markets have been pretty slow. What have you guys noticed? Have markets been good for you or pretty slow? I think for me, they've looked pretty slow for me. Classic summer week. Classic summer week. You know? I think Asian session has been good. Asian session has been good. You know? Power hour being slow. Yeah, slower week. Like there were a lot bigger moves, and that's only because of market positioning. I trade pre-London these days. Yeah, I mean, if you're trading tiny moves, then it doesn't matter. But I'm talking about, like, look at our market positioning. If we look at all week, we've been stuck in the same range here. So if you're catching from the bottom of the range, it's nice, you know. But we are not, like, at the top of the range. It becomes slow. So we just have to stay patient for accurate setups. Sim, you are going to like it. What sim? I agree, it's just one of those summer weeks. Yeah, it's normal though. But this is what cooks people, because you'll have super good weeks. Like we were super blessed. We had some really good weeks. And if you look at the data of my trading, like constant winning. So it's better. I rather, like in my journey, I used to always trade a lot. And I used to go from, I used to have a period where I would win a lot, but then lose a lot, then win a lot, then lose a lot. And it's not as nice. I rather win a lot and then have a week of where I don't do too much. Maybe I take 3-4 trades during the whole week. Okay. And mostly break even maybe, and not really doing much. And then next week I start winning again, rather than having a winning weeks and then lose and then have to make back those losses and then start winning again. I rather have a win. So then instead of my equity curve looking like this, it looks more like that. This is like the ultimate goal. And of course you're gonna have some losing times. That's just how it works. Question, why don't you only trade A+ setups? Because A+ setups don't happen often enough for you to make enough money. Like you could do it, but A+ setups also fail. The difference between an A+ setup and a B+ setup is so small. It's literally one or two things. That's how tight the margins is. A setup is still a setup. So if you're sitting there waiting for an A+ setup, you're never gonna trade. Then you won't make money. And then guess what? A+ setups can still lose. Because if they were guaranteed winners, then I would just risk the house on every A+ setup. And if B plus has a 70 or 65% win rate, why not take it? Yeah, it's still profitable long term. And it really doesn't even have a 65. Like, it just depends on the day. Like, you know, randomness can happen. A setup could have an 85% win rate but still fails that day. So we're finally making some structure here. 5 minute. Let's see how this one. It's not the most ideal structure, but it's something. What if I take a bigger position with stops there? It's not the best stop loss placement here. Why can't I log into my Vantage account in MT5? Well, sometimes I notice if I'm trying to log in MT5, I need to type in the password, because if you copy and paste your password, sometimes it doesn't work. So type in the password and it can work. Is it possible to leave limit orders where you think liquidity wicks may occur? I saw these last few days huge wicks. Yeah, but where do you put your stop loss? You have to be extremely accurate. So then you're calling bottoms and calling tops. Those are tricky long term, because you just said it yourself. Where you think is not ideal. I want to see, not think. Because my thoughts can go crazy. I can make some wild things, you know. Nasdaq is bleeding. Yes, it is. It is. Just not giving an entry here. We're sitting at this 15 range now. I mean, if you sold this 5 minute, I don't think you have enough. What is this? 17 points, 41 point stop loss. It's just like you're wasting like your potential. We want positive risk to reward. You know? Like, look at gold's range here. If gold starts to get out of this range, we have a lot of range. Our next problem, this daily resistance, 80 pips away, 70 pips. All the way back up here to 250 pips. So we might finally get some 15 structure. This 15 might close bearish, and then we can see what we can do. If it closes doji bearish, we have a setup 3. We can start to play with that. What are you trading? Check the title. Write me out. So you wrote that. Write me in the chat. What is the title of the stream? Please, I beg you to do this drill. I beg you to do this drill. Write me the title of this stream. Zoom has no title? No, on YouTube I'm talking about. gbpjpy full margin. Let's go. What is GJ doing, man? Oh man. It actually has some clean ranges finally. 4 hours cooked though, as usual. Has amazing time and then gets cooked. Oh, selling here is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Such a complex zone. GJ trade from 2023. Bro, look at that, bro. Full push, huh? Full LTA. 2023, huh? That was the time, bro. That was the time for GJ to shine. Right, this is exactly what we wanted to see now, because now if we can get back above these highs, start to look for some potential buys. That rhymes, huh? Let's see how this 15 closes. You are gambling? No, that wasn't for me, that statement he just said. In your journal, what's the slowest quarter we can anticipate it yearly? It actually changes. This year, in the beginning of the year, it was slower. Summer has been very good. When did you start trading? When did you become profitable? And what made you become profitable? There's not one thing that makes you become profitable. That's like, everyone thinks it's a turnkey solution. Like, hey, this is the one thing that will make you profitable. It's not one thing. The person you are now who is unprofitable is not going to be the same person who's going to be profitable. You have to change as a person. Right? So it's going to be through strategy. It's going to be through discipline. It's going to be through experience as well, showing up, getting the right education as well. If you're learning the wrong stuff and you're getting BS information about using frickin' MACD and I don't know what and all this random BS, then you are not going to be profitable. It's super simple. I started trading, first time I looked at trading was in 2017, just random stuff. And then I left it. I only looked at it for a couple of months. Then I came back in 2019. Harry, can you make a video on how to track your trades like you do on your sheets? Yeah, I'll make something even better. There'll be something better coming. Also, for the guys in the exclusive group, I have an announcement after stream. Please stay. All right. Good structure forming. This could start to cook if we want to continue up. Let's see. Why don't you trade stocks? Because you want to focus on one thing. It's like saying you just want to focus on one thing. So I do invest in stocks. Trading them is too much going on. If I have to look at NASDAQ, if I have to look at gold, if I have to look at YM, if I have to look at this stock, if I have to look at that stock, it's too much to do in one session. So instead of trading, I invest in them. It's a lot easier. You can do it once a month. You can go through your stock portfolio. This year, I've only invested once this year, and that's all I've had to do because I had massive returns from my one investment. I just invested in NASDAQ, and it's returned 70% already at the highs. Sorry, I had to reply to that. Gold today is erratic? I don't think so, it's erratic. Can I apply your technique to stocks as well? Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Let's go double check what DAX is doing now. Just huge rejection. NASDAQ, what are we doing on NASDAQ? Still stuck at that 15, right? We marked this 15. We're just struggling to get below at the moment. Wonder if we can buy from here or what's the plan? I feel like if we do get below, there'll be an option for sells. We get smaller stop loss as well. So I'm going to keep an eye on this on second monitor. Pull that up. Let's see. 44 seconds for this candle to close. It's possible this candle closes below, so I'm just going to be aware of that. But now as we get to 30 seconds, not as likely. Close will be a daily resistance on futures, you mean? Yeah, what to do? We have no choice. It's not reacting at daily resistance. And it won't be at daily resistance for me on futures. If I'm looking at NQ, daily resistance has space. We have almost till this 5 support. To this 5 support here. Like that much space. So it's, on futures I have space as well. All right, gold pushed down here, making a retest. So let's see if we can get a 15-minute candle flipping or what happens. Maybe it wants to go lower today. It's totally possible, guys. Just means we need to be more patient. All the moves I've seen, yesterday's NASDAQ move came very late. Very late, yesterday's NASDAQ. How do you invest in NAS stocks? I invest in the NASDAQ itself this year. Instead of picking individual stocks, I just put in the NASDAQ itself. So I could put a big sum of money. Big sum of money, now I'm running a 6-figure trade on NASDAQ. I invest in ETFs. So for NASDAQ, I put it in triple Q. Triple Q. That's who I used. That was my entry. This was my entry. This is where we are today. So let's check how much my entry is up right now. Yeah, 73%. So I don't need to do any more stock investing. That is insane. Insane returns. In stocks, insane. Best entry of my life. Actually, I lie. My best entry was on Ethereum. Ethereum and Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I bought Bitcoin at 8,000. I bought Ethereum at 260 bucks. 260 and 300. Those were insane entries. It's no returns until you close. Yep, it's unrealized P&L. But at any point, if I needed the money today, I can close. I'm not stuck with it. Would you keep buying triple Q? No, I would always wait for retracements. I invest in MP materials. MP materials is because of magnets, I'm guessing. Yeah, that means you have to believe in the future of robotics sector. It's a bit early and it's a bit overhyped. A lot of social media likes to overhype stocks. They like to talk about stocks. But anyways, I'm not going to talk about my stock plans on YouTube stream. I don't want to give any financial advice. But yeah, MP materials means you believe in the future of magnets. It's a bit of a hype because of what Trump said about magnets. I don't personally follow hype. It's not really done well for me. I want to get in before the hype. I don't personally follow Trump. That can help as well. You can see NASDAQ on my other monitor popping up. Why don't you sell a covered call on your triple Q or 1 to 2 year out to create passive income? That's an option strategy and you're just making money on premium, yes, but depends on the size. I believe it's every 100 shares. I believe it's something, I don't know what the calculation is. There's some sort, not 100 shares, but yeah, it's something like that. You can sell one covered. That's an option strategy, but that also has its downside as well. If you do a little bit of research into that, yeah, 100 shares, so every 100 shares, but that has some downsides to it as well. If you research into it a little bit deeper, you'll see the downsides as well. It's not as simple as that always. All right, we have 4 minutes till the 15 close. I'm excited to see what this 15 close is going to do on gold here. Are we going to close below or are we going to respect the range? 5 minute created its first support right now. The Pentagon put a lot of money in it. When would you trust the Pentagon? What has the Pentagon done to improve your life? Explain that to me. Don't follow government, follow smart money. Way better. For the 30-minute also? What do you mean for the 30-minute also? Anyways, I appreciate you guys showing up to stream. If you haven't already, leave a subscribe to the channel. We stream Tuesday, Thursday. So just subscribe so you know when we go. I post a lot of content as well on my YouTube channel. Make sure to check it out. A lot of videos there if you're interested to see how I trade. I have a 3-year track record here of all the trades I used to take on stream here. We still are keeping the track record going till today. I will be putting a new journal together of the trades we're taking outside of the stream together with the guys in the group, and then sharing that with you so you guys can keep track of how my trading is going and do with that information what you want. So yeah, I documented me making my first 6 figures in the market live. Not many people have done that. So 1 minute for this candle to close here. Might be able to take a bit of a swing position here. Not swing, but bit of a higher time frame position, depending on how we close here. Right, let's see how the bottom wick forms. Oh, we might close a little bit strong bearish. Yeah, nice bottom wick forming here. So I want to try give this a shot at an entry if we break through the highs. I would quite like that. Think we could see some upside. Something like this. Will be a little bit of an intraday position. Yeah, so I actually want it breaking this high, right? So let's see. On my broker, I put my stop loss here. I want it a little bit lower like this, but if I drag it now, it will adjust my position. It will adjust my position. I don't want it to adjust my position right now. So once it triggers, then I'll move my stop a little bit lower to where it should be. Which setup would this be? More of an intraday setup. And anticipating this engulfing candle, if we were to break through this high with the 5-minute support and thunderstorm, this will lead into the next candle closing bearish. 30-minute time frame failed to close below, so and then we liquidity grabbed first. So I see this liquidity grab as more of, if it's gonna flip and break that high, I see it more of an opportunity here. And then of course the problem is gonna be up here. So if we reject here, that's a different story, because then we could just continue down. Or if we never break the high and it respects this high up here, then we're not going to continue up. This is going to continue lower, and then I have to wait for a 15-minute bullish candle close. But if we do break this high, next problem will be up here. If we can break through here, should be nice. If not, then I can always manage, because I don't want to enter up here and then price does end up rejecting from up here like this, and then I'm just stuck at the highs here. If I get in here and price starts to do this, I have a high chance of floating in and out of profit. Even because really price can trigger me, come up here, even retest down into here, then fly. So being here, I don't know why it's drawing squiggly lines, but it's a little bit better in this scenario with the higher time frame picture. If price just wants to continue down bearish, then I'm not going to be triggered, right? It's not going to even trigger my entry. And I'm just going to sit here and not be entered, right? Just gonna come here, it can do what it wants. Now this 5-minute candle closing bearish, until the 15 closes bearish, then it invalidates my trade. But it's a pretty strong 5-minute at the moment. It's a pretty strong 5-minute. So it's not really looking likely that we're gonna actually get triggered in this position. But I want you guys to notice the key detail of entering on this high here, not this high, right? This would have faked out a lot of people. If I went up with this high, look what happens, right? You're in deep trouble. So that's a big thing. So we retest the previous 15 again. Closed below it, but again, as long as we're in this range, if we close below here, I'll have to delete my idea. It doesn't make sense anymore. As long as we stay in this range, it makes sense. But if we close below this support, the whole idea will be invalidated then. Just gonna go to the toilet. I'll be back, guys. 4 hour will continue to push gold down. Depends if we're just gonna range like we have been ranging for the last couple of weeks, basically, then the 4 hour shouldn't push us down. We should bounce from this zone. But if we break structure today, yeah, maybe it goes down. Definitely possible. We had some toilet volume and then I sat down and now it's dumping again. Let's see what NAS is doing. We have a setup on NAS. Go for a dump. Maybe that's what's needed. NAS actually looks interesting here. This 5-minute candle close above. I might switch out gold for NAS. Tight little scalp. What do we have here? 13 points, stop loss 13. Yeah, that's a 1-to-1. Yeah, I think I might swap it out. Gonna delete that and I'm gonna keep an eye on NAS now. Unless it pushes last 30 seconds. I don't mind if it's slightly under, I can still break even, see if we get volume. So what I need to see is a bottom wick, right? So let's see if we can get a bottom wick. No bottom wick yet for me on broker. Tiny one now, a little bit bigger will be warranted here. Pushed a bit straight on the 1 minute, so tiny bit bigger would be nice. There we go. So let's see if we can flip break this high, give it an option. A little bit above the high. Something like that, with stop loss here. See if it wants to push through. Okay. I got triggered on this push. Kind of wanted a little bit of a faster push, but we'll see if it respects structure. Nice push. I'm gonna manage stop loss to below this lows now. Don't think we have any 1 minute structure. Oh, that's a bit of a snap. No 1 minute structure. Very hard for me to go straight break even right now. We will see on this 5 close. But I have my managed stop loss now. One minute for this 5 to close. So if this 5 closes weak, I'm just going to close it, not showing me the volume I want to see. Gold is also trying to set up. I can see it on my other monitor. It's not a bad 5 minute close. See if we can break this high is important, which is that high here. Gold as well, closed above on gold. I'm watching it here on my phone. Might have an opportunity at entry on gold for the 15-minute bullish candle. Try that as well. So this candle I need to see flip now and continue up. At this low I'm risking here. Yeah, this doesn't have to break the low. Here I'm risking like nothing. So we need to see this go here. So I'm just gonna put some sort of management stop like this, which is no risk, because this is the candle that has to flip now. There you go. So we flipped. Now we're trying to flip bearish. So now we need the volume. Come on, Nas. Nas needs to start going now. Otherwise, this is a bit dead. That was the flip, right? So we give it one last chance here. This is where it has to go. Can give a little bit of gap like this. So I'm risking like, original risk was 1.7k. Now I'm risking like 125 bucks. All right, so nothing happened. Basically break even for me. There you go. Look how much I just saved. Look how much I just saved. I could have gone full break even, but I wanted to give it a little bit of room. You know? That's why I managed my stop loss. Just no volume. So look, 180, 170 bucks, not going to do anything for me. It's basically break even trade. So we give it a shot. See what happens now. This might be the liquidity grab it needs to flip. You know, it's definitely possible now that you see this buyback. Look at this amazing buyback. This might be the one. This might be the one. Yeah. Did you get slipped on exit? No, not at all. Exactly where I even got slipped earlier, I think. Yeah, super accurate, right below the low. So yeah, not moving here. I actually have a buy stop active on gold. Break of this high. So I'm gonna see what happens with that. But 5 minute looks like it's closing bearish, so I'm gonna delete that buy stop as well, which I had active here. That 5 minute is closing bearish. Let's just see. 43 seconds. I'm gonna see how the 5 closes. I had a buy stop on gold with stop loss here, but that's a shitty close on the 5. Not gonna be valid. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna close. So I'm gonna delete the buy stop as it never flipped. Because it looked good on the 15, but again, we're just stuck at the moment. Look at it on the 15. Nice rejection. Still can play out, but we need some more time.
Good.
Yeah, so I don't... Now we need to wait. We need to wait now. Because it's not breaking the high. Now we're going to get that deep 5 minute candle close. So yeah, we just have to wait. Nasdaq, I think I made a pretty good call. It's just moving a bit slow. It can eventually play out, yes. But my stop loss is too tight to give it room. If you look on the 15, my stop is tight here. It can easily come back, you know. So Nasdaq, I do trust the idea, but I ran a tight stop loss, only 13 point stop loss, or 14 points, whatever. So if it comes back down here, it can stop you out first, retest here, then go up, and I don't want to be part of that. Exactly like this, right? This is what I was talking about, because now I would be 70% to stop loss, right? And that would be way worse. So it's just not enough volume for us to get the continuation. It's bouncing up and down. So if I had stop loss down below here, then I leave it and I manage below here. Something close below here, I manage, but I don't have that option. We don't have the range. We don't have the range on 30. Yeah, we just don't have it. So anyways, I'm going to hop off. A bit of a slow session, not enough volume, but good shot, I think. Well, good patience, waiting for good entries. So much love. Take care, guys. Hopefully catch you guys very, very soon on YouTube. Take care. Peace. See you.